Virgo. Welcome to the channel. It's Robin here with AriesFireTarot. Okay, so January 2021 general tarot card reading for the month ahead. I live alone, so when I was preparing to shoot your video for you just now, and I'm messing around with the lighting. So I was doing my best, like, blue steel and magnum into the camera when I was getting ready. So this is why I'm cracking up when I'm starting recording your video. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys. I'll be using the Good Tarot and the Essential Tarot to do this reading for you. So I hope you enjoy. I hope it resonates. You could be watching this for somebody that you know is a Virgo. That's called cross-watching. You could have Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus in your chart. But anyway, I hope you have fun. I hope you learn something, and I hope it resonates. So I was shuffling the Essential Tarot, and a card came out, and it landed itself face down here. So I'm going to keep it. And I just feel like I need to shuffle the Good Tarot one more time. And then whenever a card jumps out of the deck and lands there, I'm just like itching to know what it is, right? I have to know. So let me just do this. I feel like I need to clear out the Good Tarot with a couple of knock 3 times. Oh, guys. Okay. I'm really sorry about this. Okay. So, all right. Are you living where it's winter? Are you living where the days have gotten shorter and the nights have gotten longer and possibly it's colder? We do have the Devil card, which is like, this is your inner demons, and winter. And let me just flick my hair around a little bit longer like I'm a supermodel, baby. Times could be a little bit tough for you, could be a little bit boring. Here's the Devil, wants to come out and play, wants to pin you back down again, but this is you, this is your shadow self. I saw this really important meme that I think is going to help you guys. When you start to feel like any sort of cravings for something, like a habit that you might have kicked, or you've maybe been single for a long time and you're thinking, oh, my ex looks pretty good right about now, but they don't. You're lonely. So I saw this meme, and there's this girl, and she's like reading her, spiritual books or whatever, and then there's this demon, and he's like hunched up beside her, and she's got him all wrapped up in a web of rope or whatever, and he's like looking really pouty, and she looks at him and she goes, shh. So it's like when people send demons at you, but they don't know how powerful you are. You see them coming, you know what that itch is like, somebody else could be sending you a little bit of difficulty, but excuse me, I'm a little too powerful for that. So with your demons and your devils, and go back to where you belong. Go back into the shadows, please. I'm gonna be busy pushing you all out, because and I'm getting the word, your purity, your heart, too powerful for that right now. So I don't know what you believe in, really, but I know a lot of people believe in, people can send you energy balls, and they're not always positive. Some people don't always wish you good luck, and it's usually the people like that are the closest to you. Like, you can have people, especially if you're doing anything in the public, and this can be in a workforce or whatever, so people, they're not always on your side. That's their problem. But they could say, they could say something negative towards you. But usually when the Devil comes up, it's you, it's you and your... I find the winter, when it's really lonely, if you've been single for a long time, it's a fantastic time to start, resurrecting some horrific relationship you had in the past. So here's the Hangman. He's like, please look at that again. Don't do that. How hard did you work to clean yourself up? You know, if you got yourself sober, or, you know, how hard have you worked at a job? Like, don't go all postal or whatever like that, you know. Do not contact somebody out of loneliness. It can be a toxic friend, it could be an energy vampire, it could be that toxic ex that you really had to peel yourself away from. It's important to remember that you can miss people and no longer allow them access to your energy. And that's what I'm seeing here. And this includes, and probably first and foremost, aspects of yourself that are toxic. Maybe they're coming up, you know, and causing you insecurities. Hanging man, take a step back. Like, really, like, judge yourself. Like, what are you doing right now? Why would you want to do that? And maybe some of you might need some help, you know, if you belong to any kind of group or whatever. And there's tons of books, you know, or there are tons of groups available, or maybe you just need to call somebody and talk things out. But there's, you know, unfortunately for January, you know, something is about to rear its ugly head. And it's going to probably take everything about you, like your shield wall, to defend yourself. So you have the Six of Fire here, and this card wants you to, like, really focus on the path ahead of you. Don't worry about what happened behind you. And for some of you, you could have people coming into your life and threatening to expose what you did before, and that can be always, like, really terrifying, especially if you had, like, a kind of a dicey past, you know, and you don't want people to know about it or whatever. But just let that person go. Like, you know, anybody with an amount of sensitivity will understand any sort of, like, perceived mistakes that you've made, or, you know, stupid stuff that you've done in the past, anything that you've done to, you know, way too much that it would probably approach or be actually an addiction. You know, people are a lot more sympathetic and understanding. And we tend to be our own worst critics with this demon coming up here, this devil. So it looks like you're on pretty solid ground right now. So you've got to really, 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 like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Like, really check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay? Like, for sure. And the Six of Fire is coming out of something, like, with the blazing flames behind you, like this imagery here, that almost consumed you. So why would you want to let it consume you a second time? A second time. So don't do that, you guys. Be very, very strong. You have the Knight of Rods here. So you could have the benefit of the ally of a Leo, of a Sagittarius, of an Aries that would like to come in and propel you away from this situation that might want to just take you down with it. And for a lot of you, I am seeing that as a person. It might not necessarily be your shadow self, because I think you guys have done a pretty good job of taming your shadow self, or accepting your shadow self, you know, so it's not going to come up and try to consume you again. I do see somebody a little bit in the corner that is jealous of what you have right now. It could even be that toxic ex. They could be starting to dial you, you know. Does anybody have dogs? I have my dog over here and she's like... let's just say bathing herself, and I had to go on a pause because I was mortified. I really apologize about the facial expression I just gave you guys. But anyway, I had pulled a card just before dog happened, and things can really change for you guys really quickly. You've got the Eight of Rods here. So this is a really, like, a strong burst of energy. So things happening very quickly. Again, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. So I see you guys really being almost carted off to the brink in January. But you have lifelines, and you've come too far, and you're stronger than any demon that can either be sent your way or that can kind of pop up and say, hey, remember me? We had a really good time back in the 80s. I grew up in the 80s anyway, so be very mindful of that, and don't don't let somebody toxic tempt you back into that relationship. I'm really seeing the return of a toxic ex here for a lot of you. And it's not going to matter what your relationship status is right now. They were toxic then. They haven't learned any lessons. They're still toxic. If you guys are in a relationship, there's a very strong possibility that you are with somebody that has a fire sign in their chart somewhere, whether it is sun, moon, rising, or Venus. And they'll be able to stabilize you. You can say almost anything to a fire sign and they'll go, all right, yeah, I get that. You know, been there, let's go, you know, and they'll really like, woohoo, move you forward, you know. So really important to depend on that fire sign when you see things like this creeping in. And, you know, don't be shy to talk about it. Don't be shy. People are way more accepting than you think they are. So you have the Three of Water here, you guys. So this is being really connected to people that understand you emotionally. This is going to be extremely important. Don't abandon yourself. Like, don't put yourself out, you know, in the tower when things start to go wrong. Don't hide things. Like, be like really transparent right away. Yeah, but definitely watch out for this toxic ex, because they want to come back because, you know, you've got it going on. Like, you really do, Virgo. And you deserve somebody that is completely the polar opposite of that. So just watch out for the demons in January, Virgo. And do take care of yourselves. Love and light. Bye.